What's up guys, this is Zero Gaming here, welcome back to my channel. It's that man again and I'm gonna rank all 4 characters. Wait, was it 5 or 6? But anyway, I'm gonna rank all the characters that is featured in the live stream for their FR and BT, so let's go. But before we begin, I actually want to talk a little bit about the HP Bravery damage where you can just toggle off the number right now with the new QOL. It's just really dumb. For me, for a turn-based situation, unless your phone is really lagging, it's better to leave it on just so you know what is happening. Otherwise, you're just lacking information. So, just don't kill yourself out there. It may be helpful for some people, like if you want to save your battery, or if you're just gonna run some filler stages, you don't need all those numbers popping up. But in the situation where if you're thinking it strategically, then yeah, it's better to leave it on. But otherwise, just ignore it, you baboons, just leave it. Anyway, okay, let's get started. So starting off with, again, disclaimer alert is that all characters that is featured is actually really good. So it's not really a right or wrong answer in here, it's just, in my opinion, which character just deserve a little bit more of your resources since they actually is really good and really broken. But anyway, enough talking, starting off. Sadly, I'm gonna put Vaan in here. Yes, Vaan. He actually get a rework, not a lot of rework because there's no increase to his HP down, it's just a little bit stat boost, and then he get minimal improvement on his base kit as well. So basically, not someone I would consider to be really good. He does have a good upgrade on his BT where he provide a 30% HP damage cap out to the entire party and an additional 50% on himself. So basically, like Squall, he has 80% HP damage cap out to himself. So essentially, he's gonna hit even harder right now since he always cap his damage with his bravery, with his skill 1 and skill 2, but really there's not much improvement outside of that. He does have a little bit upgrade on his FR as well. So if you're using his FR as a main, there's a 20% HP damage cap if you use free skill ability. Honestly, it's not really a very easy condition to fulfill, and it's also tied to the condition of his FR, which increased 50% if you use free skill ability, and if Vaan uses it, it increased by 70%, and extra 30% when the party is above 20% bravery after turn. So basically, it's not that hard to fulfill this one as long as you have Vaan's BT, since you always retain your bravery with his BT effect. But okay, so Vaan himself can go up to 110% every time he uses a free skill ability, and for your party, you can go up to 80%. It's not that bad, it's just not the easiest condition to fulfill. Vaan does provide a AoE party-wide free skill ability with his FR, and given that Eiko is a thing, it might be a little bit more easier to fulfill, but also remember that if you're using Eiko, it doesn't consider as a free skill ability. So you're only gaining the 30%, which honestly kinda sad, kinda bad. I really don't recommend using Vaan FR as a main, but you do have the option to use his FR and then enter his own BT phase to build up the gauge as fast as you can with Vaan taking all the turns, since he gains up to, like I said, 100 plus when he uses skill with free skill ability. But then again, it requires a more strategic approach if you're using his FR as a main. So with that in mind, I'm just putting him dead last right now. His attack is not really that amazing too, so I think he requires a little bit more to make him work. But yeah, I think Vaan for now is gonna be the last in this list. Okay, so moving on, we're into the second dead last unit. I'm gonna put Shantoto in here. Okay, hear me out. Shantoto actually get a very decent upgrade. Her BT right now provides a party-wide Dark Enchant. I'm pretty certain she doesn't have this prior to this rework, so I believe this is part of her new rework since this is actually tied to her FR, which I'll be getting into later. But anyway, she also provides a 30% HP damage cap out to the entire party and 50% self HP damage cap out to herself. Sounds familiar? Yes, it is. It's Vaan and Squall effect all over again. So basically the trio, the first 3 BT that we have, they get similar rework right here with 80% HP damage cap out to themselves. So what else Shantoto get though, you might wonder? she actually gained a dual cast on all of her skill except her LD and of course the FR. So basically she's gonna be dealing, you're looking at a number of 8 to 10 HP dumps per attack. It's not really amazing or very huge different as compared to Vaughn, but she does provide more utility considering the fact that she actually has the paralysis going on, and with that I give her the edge of being better than Vaughn. Her FR is also actually a lot easier to fulfill. She provides 30% HP damage cap out when you use her FR as a main FR if you're dealing elemental weakness damage, which is really easy because you actually has the party dark enchant from her BT. So like I said, this new BT effect is actually really helpful for her FR since she lands the Imperil and then all of your party can hit weakness. Her FR is also really easy to fulfill. You only gain 30% every time you use one elemental attack. So basically, since Shantoto already enchant the entire party with Dark Elemental, it's not really that hard to fulfill. I'm not too sure whether if you're going to use a dual elemental enchant, whether will it affect this particular FR condition. I'm pretty sure it won't. But anyway, if Shantoto herself is the one that deals the damage, it actually gains up to 80%. So yeah, 30% for party, 80% for Shantoto. And also another 30% if you're attacking enemies that are unable to act. So basically Shantoto paralysis, if you will. So right now Shantoto actually has the upgrade of being able to paralyze with her LD for 2 turns, as well as having the same paralysis on her FR. But given the fact that she has a very selfish condition in that 20%, you're only gaining 60% for the entire party and 80% for Shantoto herself. So one might argue it may not be the best amount of HP damage bonus, even though Eiko is a thing. I personally wouldn't recommend using this FR unless of course you want to capitalize on that 30% HP damage cap out, which is actually really nice, but there's just far better option. Yeah, I think Shantoto actually deserves a spot better than Vaughn because like I said, even though they deal roughly the same amount of HP damage on turn, she actually provides a little bit more utility than Vaughn. So in that situation, I actually put her up here. But of course, Vaughn is a lot easier to use on his skill since he caps his attacks so easily, just like breathing air. But Shantoto does need a little bit of help, but she does provide elemental weakness, so I don't really see a huge disadvantage that Shantoto has over Vaughn. So yeah, basically I'm gonna put Shantoto right here. Okay, I know, it pains me to put Ursula in here, but I'm gonna put her just right at the 4th position of this entire lineup. So Ursula doesn't get too much rework on her base skill, she basically get more HP attack, and she actually gained 3 stacks of her usage of her HP attack at the turn start, and now her LD provides additional 3 HP attack usage instead of 2. So, but it's not really that amazing though. Her HP attack basically provides 2 AoE full HP attack to the entire enemy. So it's not like crazy huge or everything, especially if you have Renoa, which provide 9 HP attack to the entire party. But then again, Ursula is a supportive unit. She's not even considered a supportive DPS, she's just pure supportive. Okay, Ursula, if you use her before, you will know that she actually has a very good FR for supercharge. Basically, she provides 30% to the entire, 30% HP damage bonus when you retain 20% bravery after turn, and she provides 45% HP damage bonus if you retain 100% of bravery after turn. Okay, it may sound a little bit hard to retain 100% bravery. You may need help like Iroha or maybe Snow's BT effect to actually gain that kind of amount, but also remember, Ursula actually gets a BT here, which helps a lot. Okay, so what her BT does is, outside the standard buff, which provides a little bit upgrade in the HP damage up, brave damage cap up, brave damage up, she also provides a 30% HP damage cap out to the entire party, and if you're using HP or bravery attack, she actually provides additional 50% HP damage cap out. So this is actually really insanely good if you're running unit that relies a lot on HP and bravery attack, and trust me, you're gonna be seeing a lot of unit that has this kind of feature. So what she provides, you can see, is total up to 80% HP damage cap up to units that actually use their HP or bravery attack, And also she has an additional effect which provides the entire party to have 100% max bravery after every single HP attack. Okay, please note that 100% max bravery doesn't mean that you're gonna cap all of your attack. So it really depends on the HP damage up that you have. Sometimes it just it's not enough. For example, if you're using a BT finisher which has very high HP damage overflow, max bravery overflow, it might not cap if you're not dealing enough bravery attack. So yeah, Ursula effect is not similar to Kina. She doesn't guarantee you capping all of your attack, but it does provide more utility, and she has, like I said, a very strong HP damage cap out. With that alone, I'll put her up here, and again, like I said, it's really easy to fulfill her condition 75% to the entire party if you're using Eiko 95%, and if you're using Aerith 75%, add up with 80%, you're getting a easy 155%. So yeah, I think Ursula is really good. Not to mention, she actually has instant turn FR as well. So if you're running her as a unit that you want to swap out with a friend unit, she's also very good in that department. But then again, in this kind of era, we don't really use friend supportive unit anymore unless you're a newer player. But yeah, I think Ursula is still really good as a supportive unit, no doubt.
平和のための戦いならそれ全力をぶつける
Coming up next, we have Rex, the walking tutorial. It's kind of ironic because they make Rex a tank, but he dies within the tutorial of Final Fantasy XII. So you're making a dead character a tank. Seems like that's the trend that Square Enix is going for, considering Zack is also a tank and then he dies, you know. But anyway, okay, so Rex basically is like an upgraded Snow. He has preemptive attack, and also similar to Snow, he needs to be attacked to build up this stack so that he can perform a stronger preemptive attack. But however, he can build his stack up to 5 stacks, so you're essentially getting more in that department instead of Snow's just having 2 stat max, and then every time he uses that stack, he uses preemptive, he needs to get hit again to actually have his stronger preemptive attack. So yeah, Rex essentially has 5 stacks, so you can easily always hit as long as the enemy takes turn, hit the stronger version of his preemptive attack. He's also not like Snow, where Snow relies on lock. Rex relies on covering your entire teammate. He averagely on his own turn he has 4 HP attack, so coupling with the preemptive attack that he gets, which is 4 preemptive attack, he's gonna gain up to 8 HP attack to the enemy. So actually really good though, 8 AoE HP attack. That's not really something you see very often for a tanking unit. He's a Thunder attacker and also enchant the entire party with Thunder Elemental as well. And when you use his FR, it actually maxes out his stats. So his FR condition basically means that you're getting 30% HP damage bonus every time you use Thunder attack, which is not difficult since he enchants the entire party. And then you gain another 40% HP damage bonus if you have an overhead buff, which again is not really that hard to find. And if you're being attacked by an enemy with a reduced or absorbed bravery damage by a buff, you gain another 20%. So basically, every time Rex is being targeted or when he covers your ally, you gain a 20% HP damage bonus. Not bad for a main FR, to be honest. You're gaining 20% off turn and then 70% on turn. So yeah, essentially, Rex is not really a off turn kind of unit. He does provide in the situation where you need protection, but your party is still very much on turn orientated. And his BT effect for Rex actually provides a very good damage upgrade to Rex himself. It allows his preemptive attack to trigger twice. So like I said, he has 4 previously, and then now he's gaining another 4. And then with his average HP attack on his skill, which is around 4, he's essentially dealing 12 HP attack AoE to the entire enemy. So that's freaking insane, to be honest. For a tanking unit, he's actually dealing more damage than a DPS. And his BT effect also allows that his stack remains, so it won't decrease. So basically he's gonna just do all the preemptive attack, the stronger version of the preemptive attack until his BT effect expired. And it also provides a 30% standard HP damage cap out to the entire party. So like I said, Rex is essentially a tank. He doesn't really heal on his skill, but he does have the heal on his additional ability. But again, Rax is a tank that actually deals very strong damage, which is kind of ridiculous about how Square Enix actually provide this much damage to a character that actually is not really relevant to the series he was in. So yeah, I think it's kind of awkward to put him this strong, but yeah, he's definitely strong enough to put him in this current ranking. At least he's better than Vaan, that's for sure, his little brother.
急ごう。
誰も死なせない。
力を。
倒れて。
So moving into our top 2, we have Rem. So Rem doesn't get a very huge upgrade on her base skill. She basically gained more HP attack on her EX, her follow-up, and her LD. But her skill 1 and skill 2 remains the same. But the only thing different about Rem is she's kind of a hybrid supercharger, because using her skill 1 and skill 2, instead of the usual 50% HP damage bonus you'll gain from using a supercharging skill without fulfilling any condition, Rem's skill 1 and skill 2 only provides 30% HP damage bonus. The same thing can be said when Rem acts as a FR battery. She has the capability of being able to charge the FR gauge faster, but she's still relatively slower if you use her skill 1 or skill 2 as compared to if you use units like Krau's FR battery capability. So I guess it kind of makes sense because she does induce follow-up in all of attacks, so if she has the same capability as those supercharger or FR battery, it will be insanely powerful. But anyway, Rem is still the same kind of unit. She excels in turn warping, she heals, she actually do decent damage because of her follow-up. So right now her FR also has the capability to warp an ally in, and even better, her FR can select herself when you're choosing the targeted warp character in, so she can essentially warp herself into an instant turn when using her FR. So what her FR provides is she does 20% HP damage bonus when you grant bravery to an ally, and 40% if it's Rem. And she also gains another 40% when the party bravery is above 20% after turn. So it's not that hard to fulfill, considering her BT actually allows all the party to provide bravery to all the ally. But really, it's not really that worth it to put it as a main FR, considering you only gain 60% on allies turn and 80% on Rem's turn. So yeah, I think basically Rem's FR is better, far better to relegate as an Eiko, considering the fact you can also use her FR to warp other allies in, so it allows you to better manipulate your turn so that you can use your FR or Eiko more efficiently. But anyway, her BT effect also actually is really good. She provides a party-wide undead effect, so everyone of your party cannot die from normal means like Galuf and Zack like immortal effect. So she also provides the usual 30% HP damage cap out to the entire party, and every time there's excessive heal, it will be convert 100% to bravery. And every time Rem takes a turn with her BT effect active, she will refill everyone's EX recast, including herself. So that's really good. It's like a walking Bahamut summoning effect. And of course, there is the case where party will gain 50% max bravery refund after their last HP attack with Rem's BT effect active. So essentially this fulfills the part where the party bravery needs to be above 20% after turn. So yeah, essentially her FR is not the hardest to fulfill, but it's not really that great considering we have far better and far easier option out there. And 60% on turn honestly kinda sucks if you're not using Eiko. Even Eiko only gains 80%, it's not really that easy to build up to 999% to be honest. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend using Rem's FR as a main. She essentially is still a very good character. She provides a lot of utility, she allows the party to stay alive, and the turn warping mechanism from her FR allows very good control of your entire setup. So yeah, I still think Rem is a very good option to take a pick. Although I do have to note that I think Rem and Rax can be interchangeable in their rankings here, because Rax actually deals so much damage as a tank, while Rem actually provides a ton of utility. But yeah, like I said, they're interchangeable here.
とっておきだよ。よーし よそ見禁止だよ。シャッター。行くよ。やる。
Okay, so for our last character, it's gonna be another character that is actually like an NPC in Final Fantasy 15. She's the best girl, not Lunafreya, bite me, but she didn't get the guy. So Iris is gonna be the crown champion in this entire lineup. So what does Iris does, you might wonder? Okay, so first of all, she does have turn warping mechanism in her EX. She's a damage copier, which means she'll copy the last damage dealt to this particular target on her EX as well. Okay, so this is a little bit confusing if I say it like that. So basically, for example, if this particular enemy is being dealt with 30,000 HP attack on the last attack, and if Iris used her EX targeting this particular character, her first attack will be the 30,000, and then her following attack will be based on the amount of HP attack and bravery attack that she does. So yeah, essentially she's gonna provide more damage as what you does before. So it's really good in a sense where she can copy the DPS damage in that case, where she won't be a hinder in the DPS department, and using her EX can allow her to turn warp as well. So for example, if you have your DPS go on their Eiko, and then Iris copy that and then provides that particular DPS to come in again to provide another Echo. So that's going to be a lot of damage, especially if you're looking at a 999% HP damage bonus. So yeah, Iris is also a very strong FR battery and supercharger. Why do I say very strong? Because using her skill 1, which is a supercharging skill or FR battery skill, won't decrease her buff duration because it extends her buff. So by using so, you can just use it all the way until you fully charge all your gauge without having to worry that her buff will fall off. She's also a healer because her skill 1 heals the entire party, and her LD actually moves her own turn to a selected ally behind the selected ally and fully fill her EX recast. So Iris is just very stacked as a character to provide so many utilities, but the best part about Iris is actually her BT. Before we get into that, I'm going to talk about her FR first. So Iris FR basically allows your party to have 20% HP damage cap out when you attack a broken enemy or when you break an enemy, which is really not hard because of her BT effect, and I'll explain why later. But she gained a 40% HP damage bonus every time you select a melee attack, and a 30% HP damage bonus when you grant bravery to an ally. And to be honest, it's not really a very good FR as a main, because of the fact that granting bravery to an ally is not the easiest condition to fulfill, and it kind of limits your team composition. So yeah, I think Iris FR is better relegated to Echo. So it's kind of funny because in the entire lineup here, I actually have a lot of units that actually is better to relegate their FR to Echo. But anyway, Iris BT effect. Okay, so what it does is it sets enemy attack, defense, and max bravery to 0. Remember all those 0 max bravery strat that we did pre-Lufenia era? That is the thing that Iris provide, and that is freaking awesome. And why is that so? Basically, okay, so first of all, it allows the enemy to recover their bravery after 1 turn of being broken. That's one thing. So essentially, you're giving you more space to delay the enemy if you're doing on-turn damage. And let's be honest, if you're using Iris in your party, 90% of the time you're running on-turn team composition. Okay, so that's one. Second, it actually protects your party because all the attack that the enemy deals will be 0 since their max bravery is set at 0 and won't go above it. Thirdly, it reduces their attack as well, so they're not going to do very good bravery attack unless it has like a 500% bravery attack. I'm not too sure whether if they have that case, they will go above the 0 damage. But yeah, that also protects your party from being broken or from bravery attack as well. And also, they reduce their defense, so you can rest assured that your party can deal very good damage too if you're not relying on Kina for the HP damage cap. She also provides a standard 30% HP damage cap out to the entire party. Okay, so another team composition that I could recommend if you're going for Iris is Dorgan. Why Dorgan? Because, okay, so Dorgan, as you know, if you break an enemy with Dorgan effect being active, basically you're allowing Dorgan to actually follow up with his strong follow-up attack. So if you're running a launcher, every time you launch an enemy while Iris BT effect is active, hitting the wall attack will actually allow the bravery to be recovered because the enemy bravery is stuck at 0. So with the enemy recovering from their break status, Dorogan follow-up will actually breaks them again, which allows you to gain 2 Dorogan follow-up from that attack. And when Dorogan gets his BT, essentially you're gonna have 2 follow-up from Dorogan every single turn. So that's insanely good composition to go for. But yeah, Iris is just so sick. She provides so much utility. She has so much mechanics to play around with. I'm just gonna put her in the first here. I think she really deserves it. She's one of the broken characters that is even really highly rated in JP right now. So yeah, I think Iris is definitely the character to go for if you're lacking resources and only want to pull for very good characters. Then yeah, by all means go for Iris. So now we're done with the ranking portion of the video. I'll be talking about my pull plans. So what I'm gonna try to go for here is Rem, Ursula, and Iris is my main priority, with Rem being a little bit sidelined here because I'm actually thinking whether to go for Rex. If I do go for Rex, it means that I have to actually put Rem aside. But yeah, Ursula, I'm gonna pull her mainly because of all those HP damage cap out she can provide when I run units like Rinoa, running units like Yuffie. Yeah, that is gonna be really fun to play with, all those damage, but that is essentially my plan here. And gonna skip the others because I really don't see any possible means of me using all those characters. But yeah, so that's my pull plan for now. What about you guys? Do you guys enjoy the video? Do you guys approve the ranking? If there's anything that you think may be different than what I show here, please let me know down in the comments below, guys. So yeah, thank you again guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.